Hey, this is Tristan at Hip Cooks in West Los Angeles, and today we're going to talk about steak. Cooking a steak. There are so many cuts to the cow, and it's sometimes difficult to choose what to cook. I tend to like T-bone steak and sirloin. They have a nice amount of fat in them, they have a lot of flavor, and the best cut is going to be with the bone in. So if you can get the bone in there, keep it in, it adds the flavor, and it's something to gnaw on when you're done. Yummy yum. So here I have a T-bone steak, and it gets its name because it kind of has a T in it. You can see. And to season this steak, I'm just going to use basic salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic. For garlic, just take a clove and cut some chunks of the garlic. I think one will be enough for this size. A couple chunks. And I will cut little slits into the steak around the bone, maybe one or two in the middle where you see some of the marbling, and push in some of these little bits to flavor the meat. My grandpa taught me this one. Adds nice flavor. You can see that this steak is about an inch thick, which is fine. The thickness of your meat will depend on how long you cook it. So we are going to be cooking this for about 5 minutes aside in a high broiler. If you have a thicker steak, you will want to cook it for 6 to 7 minutes per side. Okay, so a little salt. Just a little pinch will do on each side, and a little bit of pepper. Pepper really depending on how much you want. Okay, so we did the first side, now let's go to the second side. Again, just cut some holes in the steak along the bone, and maybe one in the middle of the marbling, and find those little pockets and put in some garlic. Okay, and a little more salt and pepper. So that steak's ready to go. This is a quick preparation. The broiling pan is in the oven. I've set the broiler to high, and I've set the broiling pan on the middle rack. So it's been preheated, so when I throw this on, I should get a good sizzle. Follow me over to the oven. That's the sound we want. Okay, so about 4 minutes per side. So in 4 minutes, I'll flip it over. Okay, the steak is ready to take out of the oven. All right, so what I did, I left the steak in there for 4 minutes on one side, and after 4 minutes, I flipped it. Check the temperature. It's running at 120, just where I want it because I want a medium rare steak. And I'll cover it for about 5 minutes, and while it's covered, the temperature will rise to probably 125, which is the perfect temperature. So in total, this was about 6 minutes of cooking. And again, it really depends on the thickness of your steak. So don't just read the cookbook and say, okay, 4 minutes aside. After you flip it, test the temperature to make sure that it doesn't get overcooked. One last thing with steak. You can certainly do this in a skillet. The reason I didn't is because I don't like my house smelling like steak, nor do I want splattery fat all over my oven. So this is kind of a cleaner way to do it. But either way, the cooking process is the same for approximately 4 minutes aside, and flip. Let it sit for 5 minutes, and it's ready to serve. Enjoy your steak. Thanks for watching. If there are any other dishes you'd like to see me prepare, please send us an email at requests@mahalo.com. And in the meantime, check out our other videos.